Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here we go. Oh goodness, this is this is definitely not a very balanced cup. a lot of the busyness over here, less so over here. Okay, all right. Well, let's take a look at what we have. And I hope you all are doing well. We've had some strange weather here in the north. Warm and then cold and then rainy and sunny in the same day, on and off, on and off. Okay. I know you probably all love my little intros about the weather. Let's actually start with the, before we look at the formations, I want to look at the card that we've pulled today. And that is the Emperor from the Thoth deck. And we have this very powerful, very solar king, emperor, leader, right? Okay, and so I definitely think that this is going to be a reading that is very focused on creative pursuits, leadership roles, maybe different kinds of projects, beginning, initiating projects with other people, and just a lot of clarity and a sense of confidence and power, swift moving. I do think that, and I'm going to start right here. We have a little tree, a little plant right here. It looks like it's being blown in the wind. And I have a strong feeling that this is kind of like a swift northern wind coming in, just kind of blowing all of the old energy out, and a different mindset altogether. Kind of just not expected, impromptu. Just, a natural occurrence. Just nothing to be done about it except for going along with it. Because these kinds of winds, especially when they come blowing out of the north like that, often a little chilly, they just take everything out of your mind. I definitely, when we are in a season where we're having a lot of wind, when I'm feeling very emotional or having panic attacks, which I have less of, thankfully, now, but when I was younger, I used to have a lot. Or just having, a sense of too much stimuli, whatever it is, something, I'm just all locked up and emotional, overwhelmed. Okay. And if it's windy outside, which is such a blessing, or raining, but especially windy, you go out and stand in an open space like a field, which luckily we have some fields around here, and let the wind just blow through you. It takes everything out of you. I mean, it really just changes your complete disposition. The things that you are thinking about, you're probably not thinking about much, because it feels like you are just swimming in that that air. even if it's like a warm air, but especially if it's a little chilly, that really, there's nothing super like that. It's similar to when you are coming from inland into the coastline and that salty cold air hits you for the first time. I mean, there's no way that your mindset does not change, right? I find it very difficult to believe that you can remain angry or sorrowful, at least for a few minutes, right? It shifts something inside of you. So we definitely have had kind of this quick transition happening. And I think that it's very welcomed. I think that you are really happy. It feels like kind of an invitation to step out of whatever has been happening, however you have been feeling, whatever kind of cycle that you have been in. And I see, let's see here. I see these lovely formations. This one looks like it's maybe wearing a dress or a robe or a cape of some kind. It looks like it's descending this bridge. I kind of imagine one of those little, I think they're called T-bridges. I could be wrong, but they're just kind of looks like a little miniature bridge that goes over a pond or like a little stream. And anyways, kind of just in a garden somewhere, in a intentional garden or planted area, right? So kind of walking over, descending. We have what looks like maybe a little hawk. Okay, and this would make sense. I think this is related to that kind of solar energy, but also very airy. And very much related to kind of conceptualizing the next creative project, the next project within maybe your work or whatever your passion is. I think you are definitely, you're a Cancer, so you are, you know, very much lean towards inventors, tinkerers, engineers, creatives, musicians, maybe writers, poets, these kinds of things. So this is grounded though, okay? So I think linked to contemplation, but really I think in the further steps of conceptualization, so that there can be an actual movement towards rendering or birthing these ideas, right? And so this beautiful figure is kind of descending down off of this bridge, making that leap from the mind space, the psychic space, the creative space, and coming down into that material plane, okay? Ready to be made into something. And just I'm still just having these lingering times of almost coughing, having kind of an extra dry throat. Ever since I was sick a few weeks ago, it just has not gotten back to normal yet. Okay, and then we have another figure standing here, also in a dress or a robe of some kind, with the head kind of tilted back, looking up at this descending figure, and definitely looks like it is in a place of reception, kind of almost holding their arm out and ready to kind of come together with these two. In between them, we have the triangle, and it definitely, in this case, I feel like it is very much the symbol of fire, the elemental symbol being the triangle. And I think that this is kind of just that beautiful furnace of creativity burning between two entities. There's a lot of partnership and reception between the two. And I think that definitely, because we are looking at that Emperor card, I think that you are going to be going into a new project or a new endeavor where you will be working with other people. I don't think that's usually how you operate. I think that usually you are pretty into doing things by yourself, okay, from the ground up. But in this situation, I think that you are going to be, you know, doing some collaborative work for sure. So I think that this is going to be a lot about facing your fears. I don't think that you necessarily are afraid to work with other people. I think that you definitely have a natural ability in leadership and delegation and kind of, you know, just being able to let people know kind of what you're thinking. But where I think the kind of fear and even kind of like, I don't know, like a low-key annoyance comes in is the fact that you're going to have to be communicating your wants and needs with other people versus you just doing, you know, what you want to do. And when you run into a problem or you like to, you know, you want to tinker with something, change something, you're going to have to be communicating with others who are working on the project with you. Okay. And that, you know, just I think is more kind of tedious more than anything else. Okay. I think also just the thought of having to compromise with others isn't really like your favorite idea in the whole world. But I want to show you this formation here, and it looks like there's a person here, and it looks like they're wearing kind of like a cape or something. And then there's another person right here, and they're very much merged together. It looks like a kind of a head with a hat and then an arm up. This one also has an arm reaching up, and there's something being held. Now, I think that this is very much a sign that there will be an definite kind of coming together. There will be a unification. This project will be, I think, just so, there will be such a balance of both of you being represented, or the collective being represented. I think that it's going to surprise you how easily you kind of get through parts of this this project or endeavor, this creative thing, or whatever it is, whatever this looks like. I think that you will be very inspired. There's really that real fiery solar energy. I think that even at times, like, I keep getting this word in my head kind of moments of feeling almost kind of sublime in your creativity, but also in your ability to execute your vision. Okay. And I think really kind of even on the back end of things, like, it's really just going to kind of seem like this is so it seems like it was so much easier than some of the other projects you've done by yourself, right? So I think it's just really going to be a wonderful time for you to probably begin to plan how you are going to go forward with this project. But also, if you have not approached the person or people that you will be working with, if you haven't got it kind of sorted, I think that this is really the perfect time. I think this window of the next few weeks, and whenever you're hearing this, it doesn't matter really. These are kind of timeless readings, but when you listen to this reading and it kind of is activated into your life, into your consciousness, then I think in the next few weeks, this is going to be the time for you to really approach the person or people that you will be creating with. I also think that this is going to be a real passion project. I think, I feel like you are kind of more excited than you want to let on about this. You have kind of almost like a childlike anticipation to begin. I feel though that you remain very tempered outwardly. But I think that this is going to be as enjoyable as you imagine. Okay. And I think that will really kind of just fuel not only this project, but the projects that will come after. Okay. Okay, so we have kind of this eye, it looks like. And so just seeing something like this, I feel that though I don't feel any indication of like the so-called evil eye or that kind of energy, I think that it is important to just you know, for the sake of superstition, or just for things to go well, just go ahead and protect against that. If you have a talisman or a favored symbol, a cleansing of your workspace, your home, just kind of to, you know, to go ahead and ward off any kind of, you know, ill will, negative energies directed at you, jealousies, or kind of wishing failure upon you. I think it's, you know, always important and within your best, you know, within your, what's the word? It would be in your best, intentions. That's not the right one. Whatever. It will be helpful to you if you believe it or if you don't. If this is going to be kind of a placebo effect, or if you truly do believe in the power of, you know, these kind of rituals or superstitious symbols and protective things, cleansing things, kind of, you know, binding against different energies coming into your space or influences. Either way, I mean, I'm of the mind that if it works or not, it doesn't take up a lot of your time, right? If you put your heart into something, if you're going to, you know, kind of risk any kind of creativity or time or effort, really loving something that you are creating or spending your time building or what have you, it's not going to hurt anything to do a little blessing or, you know, to create some kind of protective, you know, seal or symbol or something around what you are doing. Okay. And you know, I just really like creating magical objects and things like that, so I'll never say no to myself. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a little duck. I actually just saw a mallard the other day, which where I live, it's very cold half of the year. So we have the birds kind of migrating back in, and I was very excited to see the return of some of these ducks and such. So for me, the duck is definitely a symbol of fertility, of strong pairing, of some, like a lot of these birds, swans or geese or you know, the ducks and stuff. Although a duck is more passive, but when you push it, it's skittish. If you really push it, they will kind of go after you. So I think just kind of this energy of, you know, kind of non-engagement with, anything that is not serving the purpose, okay? And not letting anybody who is questionable into your sacred spaces, into your sacred mental space, not sharing energies with people who are going to kind of deplete any of that vital energy that you will be needing for this creative process, or in whatever kind of endeavor you are partaking in. Okay, and then let's see. Yeah, I think that we kind of covered these. We have a nice, beautiful, large bird here. And this makes sense that I'm seeing this here. On my way home today, I saw a small hawk. It was trying to land on a tree, but the wind was blowing so hard that it had its legs down, and it looked like it was like surfing, just standing still because it couldn't, the wind was blowing it away from the branch it was trying to get to. So it was kind of silly seeing that. But it really just, you know, it is that energy of resilience. And under whatever circumstances, these kinds of divine inspirations and ideas will fight through that wind to get to where they need to go to really plant themselves. Okay, so I really think that this is a good indication that you are being blessed by the greater great, the universe, those divine intelligent things. And this will be, you know, a really successful, I mean, maybe monetarily, I don't know what kind of thing you're making, but it will be successful in that you will have a successful collaboration, a lot of inspiration, and this thing will get made. Okay. Now let's see. I don't have a lot here, but I kind of just feel I almost feel like kind of it's like going down a slide a little bit. So I think really just, again, like with this intentional, being very intentional about the people that you are letting around you. I feel like there's really an energy of like profound devotion happening. It's kind of like the flavor of this project, okay? And I think that anyone that's really not kind of like down for the cause here, it just doesn't belong in your headspace right now. So I think that just really being very conscious about the distractions, because that's going to be that slippery slope that's going to really kind of, that's your biggest enemy of this project coming together, okay? But other than that, it seems that everything, you know, the inspiration's there, conception's there, planning, execution, it's all kind of there. I almost like get this idea though, it's going to be interesting because it feels like it's a departure from kind of the regular work that you do. This might be something a little more experimental for you, and that also might be really exciting and feed into kind of your desire to keep on, so you can see kind of where this goes, right? Okay, all right. Cancer, that is our reading. I thank you so much for the time you've spent with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm and reach more people. We are slowly but surely growing the channel, and I appreciate that so much. If you have not subscribed, please think about doing so. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos come out. We're on a schedule now where I'm doing 2 readings 6 days a week, and that means every sign gets read once a week. Between now and 7 days from now, you can watch your other placements. Other than that, if you would like to leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you're doing, what you're creating, what magical things are going on with you. I love hearing from all of you. You all are so sweet and just have the most interesting things to say. All right. Thank you, Cancer. We will talk again in a few days.